Hey guys, Jeremy for TamaTeam here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be using the awesome TCGO platform made by, I think it was Hung Zero and his team. They did a phenomenal job, and I think this is a great educational platform used to be able to get content out to you guys so you guys can actually check out new decks a lot sooner. And just kind of determine whether or not you guys want to get these type of cards. Big shout out today. As you guys can tell, we're going to be getting into my version of a HexeBlaumon deck. I think HexeBlaumon's an awesome card that back in the day I've always wanted to make this deck. You can even ask my guy, you can ask Analog. He's my partner here on the channel. I've always wanted to make a HexeBlaumon deck. With the new EX07 coming out, there's some really awesome cards. So let's get right into it. As you can see, I know it sounds crazy, but I'm actually using a Yokomon as the egg. The reason why is because Yokomon happens to be able to place one level 3 Digimon card from your hand as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution when attacking. This is really cool because everything about HexeBlaumon is having more Digievolutions than your opponent. So being able to tuck in an extra guy every turn, every time you attack, just ensures that he's more well protected when being swung on. Because again, his ability Clad, the new ability that came out in EX07, ensures that Digimon don't fight based on DP. They fight based on how many Digievolutions they have. So again, HexeBlaumon's new ability Clad makes him phenomenal. As long as he has more Digievolutions, he's killing that Digimon. Doesn't matter if it's 30,000 DP. Awesome. So this is a really good way to tuck some of your level 3s that you have extra in your hand, just to increase his protection. And it gets down to the point that I start adding a couple other cards here. For instance, I do have 3 copies of the Biomon because it has blocker, but most importantly it has jamming as is inherited. Now the deck does generate jamming on its own, but this is just a good simple way of just, if you don't got the jamming or you've just already utilized the when Digivolving gain jamming, this is a good way to just tuck it, make him more serious, and give him the jamming you need when you go in and you kill another opponent's Digimon. Because again, it's going to give you that extra inherited you need. You're going to attack into Digimon because the level 5s later give you security attack +1 and piercing. So great card to just tuck. Some of the other level 3s that we're playing are 3 of the Otamamamon from the BT14. I hope I said that right. This card actually has, when an opponent's Digimon attacks, trash its bottom 2 Digievolution cards. Now this is on the opponent's turn once per turn, and this is really good because if they do have a Digimon that has more Digievolutions, well, if they try to attack into your guy, they're going to lose 2 sources. So it sets them back a lot when it comes to trying to kill you. A really great card to keep those Digievolutions low. The other new level 3, the Snow Agumon from EX7, is phenomenal. I know it seems like you should play more of them, but again, it's very situational card, and a lot of the cards inherited in this deck already trash the Digievolutions of your opponent. But just having a good level 3 that has Clad, and you can imagine, I'm Digivolving on an egg. I can attack into a Digimon, and I can tuck, using the egg, I can tuck another level 3 under him. So now he has 2 Digievolutions. That suggests that in most cases, I can kill some pretty big Digimon with just my Agumon coming in from raising. So that's really good. And also just attack with the Agumon, tuck the jamming, get a free check-in. I can't complain. As you guys know, I already told you, we got 3 of the Biomon. And we're playing 4 of the new EX7 Belukamon. I hope I said that right. I don't care. This is a great searcher for the deck. It'll miss some shots because we're playing some things that aren't in the archetype, but I think it's worth it. But we have on play, reveal the top cards of your opponent's deck. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with the Paladramon and 1 card with HexeBlaumon in its name. So you get 2 cards because it also adds 1 card with Ice No trait. So all the new EX7 HexeBlaumon support has the Ice Snow trait alongside with whatever other traits it has. So this is going to get you 2 cards. So you're going to get your evolutions quick. And of course, inherited, trash the top card of your opponent's Digievolutions. Great. Then we're playing just 2 Ukamons because there are some cards in here that aren't going to get hit by the level 3 searcher. So this is really good just to get your Tamers, get your weird random other Digimon, which I'll get into. I'm sure you guys are probably looking and seeing something weird already. But this is going to grab some of your extra stuff. And Ukamon's just a good card. You know, move him in, get search, get a quick check, hatch in the back, boom, you're good to go. I think it's a great card to have just 2 of. Moving in onto the level 4s, we are playing just 2 copies of the Paladramon from EX3 because I like his inherited ability. First, when Digivolving, choose one of the Digievolution cards under one of your opponent's Digimon and trash it. So unlike most cards which just trash cards indiscriminately, this one lets you be a little more strategic about what you want to trash. So maybe you want to trash something that's really giving your opponent the edge. But the inherited is on an opponent's turn, when an opponent's Digimon with no Digievolutions would Digivolve, increase the Digievolution cost by 1. So this is really fantastic because you're going to have everybody on the board almost all the time. They're going to have 0 Digievolutions. And this is going to stop them from being able to accelerate as high as they want to on their turn. It's a good little tech piece. I think it's great. It's a good job. And then, of course, we're playing 4 copies of the new Paladramon from EX07. Fantastic card. It's a beautiful card too. I love the colors on this. But you know, it's awesome. I mean, when Digivolving, trash 2 Digievolution cards, the bottom 2 Digievolution cards, and then if your opponent has no Digimon with Digievolution cards, this Digimon gains jamming and blocker, right? So maybe you don't have enough memory, you end your turn, he's got blocker, awesome. But if you do get to continue your turn, he combos very well with the level 5, the new level 5 Ice Clad Digimon from EX7, because he's gonna get jamming. He can get that extra check, right? And then the level 5 actually unsuspends your Digimon if your opponent doesn't have any Digievolution. So he's kind of doing a little bit of Imperial Dramon action. You know, he's kind of getting those 2 little checks. Besides that, his inherited does what everybody else does. When attacking, trash the top Digievolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon. Fantastic card. I love the art. As a tech piece, though, we are playing 3 the HexeBlaumon from BT14. Guys, if you hear me say something wrong, you can beat me up in the comments because I'm not going to go back and fix it. But we do have this little tech piece here. He's really good in this deck because he's when attacking, trash any 1 Digievolution card from your opponent's Digimon and then return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon with no Digievolution cards to their hand. So he's taking out level 5s as a level 4. It's really good because it stops your opponents from also blasting as often as they may want to. They might want to set up a level 5, but you've already trashed all their their Digievolutions. They got 1 left. And by the time you're attacking with him, you probably have a level 3 under him that's trashing stuff. So boom, you're at least trashing 2 on his attack, stripping that level 5, and you're returning it back to his hand. He can't blast. It's a great idea. Plus, being able to just use the egg to tuck in jamming under him by just tucking in a Biomon under him and giving him jamming is really good. Attack as security, gain jamming, and then just move his level 5 into their opponent's hand. He's really good removal, really good attacking. Awesome. Now for the level 5s, it gets a little strange later on, and some of the level 5s we actually don't use at all for Digievolutions, for Digivolving into. But we do play, of course, the Christ Paladramon from BT5 because he's just really good and consistent. He's just going to trash the bottom Digievolution card of all your opponent's Digimon. This is really good. It's just going to boom, just board wide, just trash everything. And his inherited is just a fantastic, simple, if your opponent has a Digimon with no Digievolution. So just if your opponent has 1 Digimon with no Digievolutions, this Digimon gets security attack +1. They will. And the new HexeBlaumon already has security attack +1 as well. So this is an easy way to just get 3 checks on your HexeBlaumon. Pretty good. And of course, we're playing 3 copies of the new EX07 Christ Paladramon. The Christ Paladramon. He's awesome card. He has the Ice Clad ability, the new Ice Clad ability as well, just like the level 3. Other than against security Digimon, compare the number of Digievolution cards when fighting a Digimon. Super awesome. he's a level 5 that sometimes can't even get killed by level 6s or 7s from, you know, battle, because he's got so many inheritors. And once you're attacking with him, you know, you're attacking with the level 4 Paladramon, the EX07, you're getting that free check, you're tucking in another Digimon from your egg, you're using your egg to tuck in a level 3, and then when he unsuspends, you're attacking again. I mean, you're getting 2 checks, and you got a guy who's suspended who can't get killed by an attack because your inheritance, like your Digi-Evolutions, are just going to be higher than most of your opponents. And, you know, when Digivolving, he trashes any 2 Digi-Evolution cards under your opponent's Digimon anyway, so you're fully securing the fact that he's not going to, like, die from an attack. And then, if your opponent has no Digimon with Digi-Evolution cards, this Digimon unsuspends. So now if nothing has Digi-Evolutions, then he unsuspends again, gets that extra attack, some Paladramon action. But the Inherited, really good too. While your opponent has no Digimon with Digi-Evolution cards, this Digimon with the Ice Snow trait. That's important because some of the other level 6s can't get this ability. Only your HexeBlaumon's going to get this. The Digimon with the Ice Snow trait gains Piercing and Security Type +1. So now you're killing people's Digimon. You're most likely doing 3 checks with HexeBlaumon. You're tucking Digimon. He's getting protection. Can't complain. The other level 5 that's important for our Digi-Evolution tree is we are playing 2 Zudomon Ace. I think this is a really good card just to have ready to go. It's a good hard playing Digimon. It only costs 4. I mean, you're trashing most of your opponent's Digi-Evolutions anyway, and if you're attacking with a level 3, let's say all else fails, you don't got nothing, attack with a level 3, tuck something under him, give him jamming, get a free check, and then hard play Zudomon Ace. His Digimon barely has any Digi-Evolutions, you're stripping 2 more, that's a whole level 6 right there. You're returning back his level 6 to his hand. It's a pain in the butt. Let me tell you, it's a pain in the butt. So again, on play, when Digivolving, trash any 2 Digi-Evolution cards from your opponent's Digimon, then return one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digi-Evolution cards to the hand. I honestly think this card is cracked. Every time I see someone playing it, it's fantastic. I never had a chance to play it, now I'm playing it. It's fantastic. But it's really good just to be able to blast on your dudes, to be able to go ahead and do what it's doing. Now, the little tech pieces, one of my tech pieces here, that people might not understand, but they're going to get it real soon, is I am playing 3 copies of the Raji Ludamon from EX6. Now, most people aren't putting this in the HexeBlaumon deck, and I think people will start. Because, I mean, hand main, by paying 2 cost and placing this card under one of your Legend Charm traits or one of your level 5 Digimon. There's no restriction to the color or anything. It's just, you pay 2, you can put them under one of your level 5s. Now, you can't put them under level 6. So you have to do this when when your Digimon's a level 5. But pretty much, you pay 2, you tuck this, it's giving an additional source to your Digimon for 2 cost, so he's more protected from attacks, and then the Inherited is when this Digimon will be deleted other than by one of your effects by trashing 1 card from the Digimon Digi-Evolutions, prevent that deletion. You're giving your HexeBlaumon some Machinedramon level protection. So now he's this big stack. You can attack into him. He can be suspended if you want. You don't even care because they can't attack into you and they can't delete you with Digi-Evolving effect. Like, they can't delete you with the deletion effect. Of course, you're weak against, bounce. You're weak against de-Digivolve. You're weak against minus DP. Whatever. Most things are just doing deletion. You can't protect from everything, right? But this is a really awesome way to just increase your Digi-Evolutions, make your guy bigger and stronger, and tucking multiple of these over and over again is just protecting your guy. You fight certain decks, they can't do anything to you. Anything that says on deletion. Now, keep in mind, there's a lot of abilities that get around it, like the new Lilithmon from EX07. She gives your Digimon the abilities that it dies at the end of your turn. So it kind of bypasses the whole, protecting your guy with, by deletion other than by one of your effects, because Lilithmon gives you the effect. So now the effect is yours. So it doesn't count. You can't protect them. So keep that in mind. If you're playing a deck that gives your Digimon the ability to die, you won't trigger your abilities. You won't be able to protect them. So, but this is still a fantastic card to put in just to stack up your guy, especially even the level 5s in Ice Clad. So you're tucking, you're protecting him, and you're giving him, an extra source. So if your opponent tries to kill him, it's harder. It's been working wonders. We'll show you some gameplay. And then, of course, we're playing 4 copies of the HexeBlaumon. HexeBlaumon is a fantastic card that even outside of a HexeBlaumon deck, he's just a good level 6 that you're going to be able to play with any blue deck that just trashes sources. I've tried a couple of options, like a blue hybrid deck. I still like the whole setup that I have going on. It's a really fun deck. Of course, he's when Digivolving, trash any 4 Digivolution cards under your opponent's Digimon, so you can kind of like, choose any 4 that you want. And then if your opponent has no Digimon with Digievolution cards, return one of their Tamers to the bottom of the deck. So he's a Tamer removal, and we love to see that. And of course, he has Security Attack +1, Ice Clad. And, most notably is on opponent's turn, none of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digievolution cards as this Digimon can suspend. Not can't attack, can't suspend. So they can't use any of their suspension abilities. They can't use anything to try to lower Digievolutions like Digisorption. I know we don't see that anymore, but still. And, it's just a really good option to be able to just kind of stop people from blocking too. So it's really, really good. What can I say? Coming down to the end, we're playing 2 Vikemon Aces. These card is really, 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 really good. And it's just great to have 2 of. Because he's just going to be able to, on play when Digivolving, just de-Digivolve to one of your opponent's Digimon, then none of their Digimon with 1 or fewer Digievolutions, cards can't suspend. So he's kind of like a pseudo, blast HexeBlaumon that just stops your opponents from doing stuff. So it's really good there. And then when attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 1 or fewer Digievolutions. He's not going to stay alive as often, but he's really good to have because he's just a great, if you can't get there, if you can't get all the way to the top, and maybe you don't have the EX07 Paladramon that's going to have Ice Clad, you just got the regular one, you can at least be sure that you're going to be able to blast into him. And assuming that you were able to end your turn by tucking the Raji Ludamon under one of your level 5s and that ended your turn, and you just don't happen to have the HexeBlaumon, having the Vikemon is good. Your guy's protected from death. They can't really just blow him up. And then you just could just ace. It makes it a little easier. And it's just a good card that when you're in a bad situation and they got a lot of Digimon, like they're going wide, this is a great like pseudo ice wall. Just better. You just hard play it and just stop them from doing anything. Period. For the Tamers, guys, we are playing 2 copies of the Sora and Joe from BT5 because it gives you 2 memory every time your opponent has no Digimon with Digievolutions. And when you attack with a Digimon, you can suspend the Tamer to reduce 2 Digievolution cards from one of your opponent's Digimon. So it just helps your whole thing and gets you a lot of memory, especially if you have both. And then we're playing 2 copies of the Joe BT14 that just on play trash an opponent's, Digievolution. Anyone, and then when a Digievolution card from your opponent's Digimon is trashed by suspending it, just gain a memory. Pretty straightforward. Then we are playing 2 copies of the new Shoto. This card from EX07 is really good. I don't know, there's a lot of talk about it being hit and this and that and the third. I don't think it should. I don't think it's as good. I think better than Bandit because it doesn't really... Instead of Bandit, I think it's something that they should maybe restrict being played with other cards. So maybe like, with Mother D Reaper, if you have Mother D Reaper in your deck, you can only play 1. I think it should be a restriction based on what cards you're playing than just restricting it outright, because I think a lot of decks use it and makes their deck a lot more competitive and better, but it doesn't just ruin the game. I think the only deck that this card really makes crazy is like the Mother D Reaper blocker deck. I'm sure you guys haven't seen it. That's the only deck that really makes a problem. But there's a lot of ways to get around the Mother D Reaper blocker deck. For instance, HexeBlaumon gets around the Mother D Reaper blocker deck. Ice Clad destroys Mother D Reaper. Doesn't matter. It's like an outside ability. It's not really something that has to do with affecting Mother D Reaper. It's changing the rules of the game. So there's things to get around it, but I don't think it should be banned. I don't think it should be restricted to 1. I think if anything, just lower it for specific decks like Mother D Reaper, just so you don't have these long, stupid games. But great card for this deck because it's going to give your HexeBlaumon blocker, and with the Ice Clad accompanying that, plus protection with the Ludamon, you can have some good synergies, just blocking people, stopping them from doing stuff, killing their Digimon, no matter how big they are, the whole shebang. We're also playing for our options 2 copies of Ice Statue. You know, if you have a blue Tamer, the cost is reduced by 1, so it's only 5, and it just trashes 3 Digievolutions. Then return one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digievolution cards to their hand. So you're just removing whatever you want for 5 costs, because by the time you're playing this option, they don't have any, they have none. So they're struggling to get up to there, and maybe they're gonna have level 6s with no evolutions, and you just boom, pay 5 and blow it, like return it back to the hand. It's pretty good, and hitting it from security is also a problem too. And then we're just playing 2 copies of Mental Training just to keep it simple. You know, try to get that extra Digievolution reduction, and just searching for little things like your options, Tamers, and your Digimon. Not super important. I think it's just good that if you do have it, it just makes things go a little smoother. I like this better than Memory Boost, because I am playing the level 5s that are black, and I'm playing the Tamers that are green. So I'd rather just look at the top 2 and be able to pick between, you know, little things that like might help me out. And the Digievolution reduction is good too. I hope you guys enjoyed my HexeBlaumon deck. We're going to be coming out with some new deck lists soon again. I have to give a new update for my Digimon deck, which is, you know, as you guys know, Digimon is my main deck. That's the deck that I want to be the regionals with. So one day, guys, I promise I'm going to have a whole video on going to the regionals with Digimon. I'm going to go ahead and drop the new deck list for that as well. And for the HexeBlaumon deck, I will have a separate video of you guys seeing the gameplay. You guys can probably check that out right after. Thanks, guys, for watching. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. I know this is the first time you guys are seeing me, so I thought it was very important to, you know, show you guys who I am, and so you guys can get a better idea, you know, of what's going on, and just, you know, I wanted to, you know, look to you guys face to face and just say thanks, guys, for, you know, watching our videos and subscribing. You know, to all our 200+ subscribers, you know, we really do care about you guys. We really do consistently think about making videos for you guys, so thank you. Check out the HexeBlaumon gameplay coming right after this. See ya.